had to stop.
And
we had to stop because the camera ran out of space.
Laura's talking too much.
I'm not the only one who can talk around here. Okay, so we were up to cycle number 4. Okay, so we were up to cycle number 4. I went in and there was still very few follicles there, but with our case, we're like, we just need to get any eggs that we can. Like, if you were only trying to do one cycle, you might go, okay, well, we've got a low number of follicles, let's cancel for this month and try again next month. But in our case, we just are best to just get as many eggs as we can. And what it's meant is that I've just done a lot of cycles. So cycle number 4 was back to back. So it was like we did 1 month and then the next month, as soon as my period came, we started again. Which was, it's quite hard on the body. Like, I was really starting to feel the effects of the body, on my body, like just feeling tired and sick and hormonal and putting on weight. Why are you smiling?
I was just thinking, I was starting to feel the effects of her effects.
It's tough to put your body through that so many times. And even just like, because I was doing 20 days.
You just sit there going, God, I'm just glad I was a man. I know it's horrible to say, but man, it's tough. I go through some hard
One of the challenges doing back-to-backs, especially when you're doing 20 cycles, I'm having like, 50 injections for a cycle because it's a 20-day cycle. I'm having like 3 a day.
Yeah,
and then months after each other, my stomach just was covered in bruises and pinpricks and yeah, it was pretty bad. And it was getting harder to kind of work. So anyway, we went in for cycle 4. We had retrieval on day 21. And this was the first time I injected myself, actually. And we'll show another video about that as well, because Jon helped me learn how to... Because him being a paramedic, he did all my injections up to that point. And I was like, I'll never be able to do it myself. And then by cycle 4, that's when I started injecting myself.
I'm about to take one to the team. Laura wants to practice her shooting technique with the needles.
I have to take an injection by myself on a plane. And Jon?
I'm giving up my belly for the first one.
I'll do it. Oh God. I'm doing it.
Here we go. Come on.
Jesus Christ.
You gotta take that bit off.
Yeah. Jon. Oh, I nearly cut myself already. I don't know how to... Okay, so bevel up. Okay, so Jon hasn't had any of these. I've had about 67.
By the way, there's no medication. She's just practicing.
He's not going to... Jesus, am I really doing this? Oh, I don't want you to have to go through it. I'm going to cry.
It's going to take some time. Right? We might have to cut out and play.
Do you want some ice for your belly?
No, come on, just do it.
You don't have as much, like... Jesus.
Do it. Just do it. And we'll do part 2 when she's going to do herself.
No, I'm not doing myself today.
Come on. We'll do that tomorrow then.
No, I'm not doing it. So, okay.
Ah!
Oh!
Come on.
Oh! No, I don't want to.
Have you swabbed me?
No. We don't have...
No, come on.
Okay, but what do I do? Like, just stick it.
Just put it in.
Oh, this is
not much good to you.
Not romantic. Oh, Jesus, I have to push it in there.
Come on. Not in the belly button. You've actually got to put it in.
Jon, I don't think I can. I'm really scared.
Go on. Laura's thinking I'm becoming a paramedic. By the way.
There's a reason that... Okay. Jon, I can't.
They really got it in.
Yeah.
So.
There's something on the end.
Well, don't do that.
I don't want you to go
don't do that. Let's just switch pens out now. Give me the other head.
Oh, why?
You just wiped it on my
so it's not like
sterile now.
Oh, okay. This is not okay. This is not okay. This is really not okay. Okay, it's already 3 minutes. This is romance right here. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Oh.
It's frustration.
No, it's not. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Fucking hell, I can't believe I have to do this to myself on a plane. Holy
Well, this
shit.
would be much easier if you did it to yourself. But...
Oh, Jesus! Oh, okay.
You did?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And then I would...
Well,
I'm not going to, but then I would...
Yeah. And now. Well, watch out. You got a shot. The things I have to do.
Did that hurt? Oh, it did so. It does hurt.
I didn't even feel it.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna faint.
You were good. It's a
Was that
good
good?
one. That was a good one.
Oh, I think I need
We'll move
more.
on to stage 2.
I think I need more practice.
We'll move on to stage 2 tomorrow.
What, I'm not doing myself.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so John says...
She's looking really brave now, so we just got to run with it while we've got a bit of...
Do I look brave? I don't think
Well,
I
we've
do.
got a bit of impetus here.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Still got bruises from last time.
She did that.
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
John, I can't. I'm gonna faint.
Okay. That's all right. Yeah. And you can go in slow if you want. You can go in just as slow as you want.
Oh, I'm so dizzy. No.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't put that on. Come on.
I do.
Alright, come on. You can,
Oh,
go,
no,
you can go in slow. You don't need a jab. You can actually just touch the skin and just push it in.
I'm gonna faint. I really feel like I'm gonna faint.
Just touch the skin.
I didn't.
You just touch the skin.
I know how much they hurt.
But it's not. It won't hurt at all. The actress coming out in her.
It was kind of fun doing it to you, so I kind of want to do that again.
Yeah. No, just touch the skin and then just push.
I was about to do it, but then you rocked me.
Yeah. Rock your world.
This does not rock my world. Okay, I'm doing it. Watch.
Yep.
No.
Just turn the bevel.
Oh, I nearly did it. I did it a
You
little.
don't even stab it. Just honestly, just.
Oh, but pushing it is even worse.
No. That's why they're sharp.
Don't do this. No.
Stop. Watch the needle. Watch the needle. I'll probably look at it when you do it. You end up stabbing yourself in your finger.
Oh god, I feel so dizzy. I'm just about to do it and then I just go faint. Oh! I don't know if this is going to help me on the day anyway.
I do have some things to do that I need to do.
So do I. I don't want to be doing this. Oh, look, I've really got little pinpricks all over me.
I'm endeavouring to maintain some sort of infection control. That's it. That's it. And then that's it. That's it. And you can let this go, and then you can actually come up and do that. Okay? That's all I did. She's done very well.
Oh, I'm so dizzy. Yeah. Because him being a paramedic, he did all my injections up to that point. And I was like, I'll never be able to do it myself. And then by cycle 4, that's when I started injecting myself, because I also work in Fiji. So I had to fly over to Fiji, which is kind of scary because they don't have a really good hospital there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went over there and I was injecting myself there.
And even the length of the travel as well, taking the ice packs and keeping everything cool.
But we did it. To give myself an injection on a plane. I never thought I'd even give myself an injection, let alone fly on a plane.
We're in this together now. We're in this together now. Give me your love and tell me Cause we're in this together now.
And just go to my seat then.
We're in this together now.
Okay, so then, John, you tell about your knees.
No, 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 no.
Well, I wanted to do an Ironman. And just old rugby injuries and running and just misspent youth. My knees were not up to the challenge, and I ended up injuring them whilst doing a run on road and then on the beach, and ended up causing myself untold amounts of pain, and it was just uncomfortable. So I managed to see a physio. Anyway, long story short, I ended up with having my right knee done and then my left knee done.
The question about the knee surgeries as well, though, we were like, well, what does a general anaesthetic do to sperm?
That was the big.
And so we were trying to find out from the doctors, how long, because again, we still thought we were going to have to do like 1 or 2 cycles with the new doctor and it would be all ready to go. So
and my doctor actually said 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months from the general, just to give the sperm the chance to kind of be in optimal health.
Optimal, yeah.
So he had his 2 surgeries, 1 on each knee, and then I was getting ready. We went in New
Still
Zealand.
wanting to do an Ironman, by the way.
Yeah. And then went for the retrieval and we got 3 eggs. So we'd done 4 cycles now and we only had 8 eggs. So it felt like things were moving pretty slowly.
Yeah.
We were still pretty determined to get 20 because I just don't think I would ever kind of forgive myself if there wasn't enough eggs. Like if John produced sperm and then we weren't able to use it because there wasn't enough eggs, and it was starting to become a bit of a problem because I still kind of really don't have a diagnosis. And actually I want to ask the doctor this next time we go in, just like, why is it that my body doesn't produce? I have
And even then, by the way, to even have a diagnosis, it's not really going to help us at all.
And so many people do have kind of unexplained infertility. I have all my numbers are good, like all my my AMH and my FSH and everything is very normal. In fact, it's actually quite good for someone my age, which is why it's confusing. I just don't seem to respond to cat. I just don't seem to respond well to IVF medication, so I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that they're good quality eggs, but we won't know until we get to the end. Because I think that's also a big difference. A lot of other people get to kind of do a cycle, they fertilise the eggs, they kind of have an outcome, whereas we're just egg banking, which I don't know what I'll do when I actually get to the point of putting one in. This is nerve-wracking enough without actually having them.
I will say, a lot of the issues arise when you start comparing yourself to other people out there too. Like if I was to compare myself to someone dumping 100 million sperm,
Gross.
How would that make me feel if I was sort of,
It is so true because you and I have both had health as a really big focus of our lives. I work in a health retreat. John's been an athlete. And we are so focused on what we eat, and it just has nothing to do with it in a lot of ways. Like some people are living really unhealthy lives and they're totally fertile, and some people are super healthy and they're not fertile, and there doesn't really seem to be much of a correlation.
So you just sort of just end up doing like what we're doing, is just doing the best with what you've got to because you really can't correlate any of the information as well. We've done bad on one cycle, we've ended up with more eggs. We've done this and then this happened, but then on the next one you do the same thing and that happened. It's just like you can't.
It's always been the hardest part, and it's like the hardest part is managing your expectations, because you go in and you see how many follicles are there, or you compare it with your age or what you should be producing.
And you see and you go, ooh, that looks.
You know what I mean? Like what happens in one woman in one cycle, the statistics and everything, it just doesn't correlate. And in the end, when it's your experience.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it is your experience,
crazy.
By the way. This is your experience. It's really important that you stick to your outcome. The outcome is to have a couple of little buggers running around of your own, or not. Though.
And it is a journey. That's why they call it a journey. We've changed so much over this time.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
gone in with so many. There's been so many surprises along this process. And,
Yep.
But anyway, back to cycle number 4. We had 8 eggs. So after this, I'm starting to freak out. In total, yeah. I'm starting to freak out a little bit because I'm like, it's a lot to do an IVF cycle and it's hard to continue working So I actually gave up one of my part-time jobs. I have a lot of different jobs in a business and stuff like that. And I gave up one of my part-time jobs because I just couldn't do it anymore. The stress on my body was too intense and on my mental health and everything. It was just so intense. And so John and I had a conversation and talked about the fact that he would need to, step up financially and take care of things so that I don't make a face, which he was already doing.
I was going to say, I was hoping you were going to say that.
Well, that's my point, but
I was just
it was a
hoping.
conversation though, because it was a lot for me.
Oh,
I've always been an
definitely.
independent person and I've always taken care of myself financially, and I don't expect somebody else to do that, especially before I even get pregnant and have a child. When you have a child, maybe it's different, but I was doing this process and I couldn't take care of myself.
We'd known each other
A year and a half at that stage. So it was a lot for me to kind of trust that process, but I had to, otherwise I just couldn't produce these eggs. Especially, it was also weird because the reason we came to infertility treatment was because John had an issue and not me, and so suddenly my life was being derailed.
I'm so inconvenient.
It's a good kind of inconvenience, so. But it took a while for me to get my head around to be like, actually, I'm going to need help because I can't do this by myself.
Yeah. You're not quite the same.
It's really hard. It's been a tough year. It really has.
Give me your strength and show me your weakness. We're in this together now. We're in this together now.